Welcome to Fresh Forensics, your go-to destination for everything Linux.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel.
What's up everyone? I am Doug. I am a Linux system administrator. I am deeply passionate about all things Linux. This is going to be a poorly edited video as I want to just get the content out to my viewers, to my followers, to the people that support what I am doing and not spend a lot of time editing. If you head over to github.com/DouglasFreshHabian, it'll bring you to this page right here. This is kind of the beginning of my various GitHub repositories. Currently I have 8 repositories. Most of them you will find if you scroll further down the page. We're going to be looking at the cheat sheets repository in this video. It's going to be an in-depth video on cheat sheets, how to get the cheat sheet utility up and running on a Linux system, as well as how to install my personal cheat sheets and how you can use them and how you might benefit from using them. I'm going to assume that you are using a Linux-based operating system, particularly something that is based off of Debian. So over in the About section, it lets you know that this is a series of personal interactive cheat sheets on the command line that are used with a snap package referred to as cheat. There's other ways to install it other than using snap, but I just found that to be the easiest. The first thing you see on the page is this image from ASCII Cinema, and if I click on it, it will actually take you over to ASCIIcinema.org where you can watch a video. It's about 2 minutes long, give or take, and it just shows you a demo of using the cheat tool along with my personal cheat sheets, that most of which you can find in this repository. What are cheat sheets? Cheat sheets are plain text files with no file extension, and they're named according to the command used to view them. So for example, Drozer. If I run cheat Drozer, it pulls up my Drozer cheat sheet. The cheat sheet text may optionally be preceded by a YAML front matter header that assigns tags and specifies syntax. And that's what this is right here. This is the tag. Typically all cheat sheets start with this tag. Helps you to search for them and search for specific text in various cheat sheets at once. I have a link here for the community sourced cheat sheets. This is the set of cheat sheets that comes with the cheat tool when you install the cheat tool. So in other words, when you install cheat, it will come with all of these once you configure cheat for the first time and get it up and running. And that is a good segue into installing cheat. So there are a couple different ways that you can install it on Debian-based systems. One is using snap. I have a section here that you need to click on to expand the page because there's a lot of information on this page. So whenever you see those drop-down arrows, that is letting you know just to click there to expand the page. And we have a couple different ways to install the cheat package. We can do so using snap by running snap install cheat. You of course have to have snap installed to do that. Or you could just install it manually. And these are the instructions to install it manually. Quickly, I am going to show you one of the ways that you can install the cheat command line utility. Head over to my GitHub page. You can always start off at github.com/DouglasFreshHabian and then find the repository in the repository list. I'm over here on the cheat sheets repository, and if we scroll down from the top, we're looking for this section called Installing Cheat. If you see one of these, click here to expand areas. That's letting you know to click on that to expand additional things on the README page. Now we can install it using snap, but many of you probably don't have snap installed. The way that is going to be guaranteed for pretty much any Linux user to get this up and running is going to be to use the manual Unix-like installation, and that is going to be to follow this particular section right here. You may be able to copy and paste this into your terminal and have it do everything for you, but I'm going to show you how to go through it line by line. You may need to check the version number and the archive. That's going to be very important. So let's just copy the URL from this and go over to the releases page for Cheat. You're going to need to know what type of system you are doing the install on. For most, it will probably be AMD 64 if you're using a laptop or a desktop. Currently, I'm using a Raspberry Pi, so I'm looking for ARM 64-bit architecture, which is going to be this one right here. Determine which package in this list is appropriate for your system, and then go ahead and do a right click on that and copy the link. Now back on my GitHub page for cheat sheets, it gives you all of the instructions right here. We're going to do a wget on that package, and then we're going to use gunzip to decompress the package and so forth. Then we'll make it executable with chmod plus x, and finally we're going to move the package over to user local bin and name it cheat. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll paste in the link to the package that I need for my system, and I'll go ahead and grab that using wget. Now that I have that package, we will use gunzip and now we have the package decompressed. And if we run the file command on that, we will see that it is an ELF 64-bit binary. We'll go ahead and make it executable by running chmod plus x on that package. And finally, we will move the package over to user local bin, and we're going to name it cheat. Once that is done, you should be able to run which on cheat, and it should come back. So we now should be able to pull up the help menu for cheat, and there we go. So now we have cheat installed manually. Now I'm making a distinction between the cheat utility and the community source cheat sheets that come with it and my personal cheat sheets. Whenever you see the lead speak here with the 2 3s in it, these are referring to my personal cheat sheets, not the community sourced ones. And that's what you will find in this repository. These are just simply my personal cheat sheets, not meant to replace the community cheat sheets, but rather just additional ones to add to the ones already available. Now here I have some information on how you might copy the cheat sheets in this repository of mine over to your personal cheat sheet directory so that you can make use of them. And once again, we can click on this drop down section to expand that. And you have to first determine the path to your personal cheat sheet directory. Easiest way to do that is by running cheat with a -d. And then you copy over the cheat sheets. You can do that manually, or you can automate it with a bash script. Now, I have to update this section right here because I have a new bash script that I just finished working on today, and I have to make the change to this section right here. So this should now say fresh sheet instead of cheat copy. This is the old version, and I will update that as soon as I can. So we are going to go into a demo rather than go over this text. You can read this on your own time. If you scroll down to the bottom, however, these are the cheat sheets that are included right here, and as I include more, I will continually update this section. If you have any ideas that you want me to use to create additional cheat sheets, by all means, send me a request, let me know. Alright, so we are going to click on this green box, and I'm going to copy the HTTPS URL to the clipboard. Go to the command line. I'm going to do a git clone of that URL. And once we have done that, we can cd inside of the newly created cheat sheets directory. do an ls. And this is what we have. You have the README, which is what we just looked at on the GitHub page. And then you have graphics, which just pertains to images that I used inside of the GitHub README page. What you're going to be concerned with is going to be the sheets directory. So we will cd inside of that. And here are all of my current cheat sheets, as well as any bash scripts. So let's just back up 1 second before we deal with those. Obviously you do need to have the cheat utility installed. Now, I am using Kali Linux. It's a Debian based system. I have installed this by using Snap. If you do not have Snap installed, there's a lot of documentation online to reference, and I have a video that you can go take a look at as well. But if you do apt search on Snap, it is in the repositories, and here it is right here. So I'm using a Raspberry Pi. So for me, I would be using the ARM64 package, but you are going to definitely be able to find this in the repository. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that because there's plenty of documentation online for it. And like I said, you can also follow the instructions to install it manually. Now, once you have Snap installed, you can do a search using Snap, running the command snap search, and I will search for cheat. And as you can see, this is the package right here up here at the top. Currently using version 4.4.0 build.2. And cheat allows you to create and view interactive cheat sheets on the command line. Now what I will quickly do is cheat remove. Okay, so I'm going to use snap remove and remove the cheat package entirely. And we will start from the beginning, and I'm going to do snap install cheat. Okay, so now that cheat is installed, I'm going to attempt to run cheat for the first time. I'll try to pull up the help menu. This is what the help menu looks like. Pretty straightforward. There is a configuration file, and if you want to know where the configuration file is, you run cheat with --conf, and it will give you the location for the configuration file. Now, even though I removed it and reinstalled it, it did not remove the previous configuration file. I could have probably done a purge, and that would have done that. But the first time that you run this, it will ask you to create a configuration file if one does not already exist, and at that point it will download all of the community-based cheat sheets. If you want to see all of the community-based cheat sheets that it comes with, you can do cheat with a -L, and that will pull up all of those. And that's what this looks like right here. These are all of the community cheat sheets. You can see on the left-hand side the name of the cheat sheets, which basically mimics the name of whatever command line utility the cheat sheet is for. So for example, we have, let's look at a very common one. Everybody's probably familiar with the command line utility known as curl. So if you look right here on the left, here is curl, and here is the location of the curl cheat sheet. Falls under the community directory. And if I want to pull that cheat sheet up using cheat, I just run the command cheat followed by the name of that cheat sheet, which is curl. And that's what it looks like. Very helpful, and you can do this offline. You do not need to have a connection to the internet, which is one of the things that I really love about this tool. So these are the community-based cheat sheets. Now, if you want to install additional ones, such as the ones in my current repository, this is how you might do that. We've already done the git clone. There are a couple different ways you can do this. You can do it manually, or you can use the bash script that I have provided. Once again, we're going to start by determining where our personal directory is, because there's two main directories that come with this tool. You have the community directory with the community cheat sheets, and then you have the personal directory, which is where you install any of the cheat sheets that you create. So the community path is listed right here, and the path to the personal cheat sheets is right here. We can also run cheat with a -L followed by a -T followed by personal, and that will list out all of the cheat sheets inside of your personal directory. And if this is your first time doing this, you will not have any. So let's go ahead and add one. We have a cheat sheet right here that I have named Firefox. If I cat out the contents of that, this is what it looks like. And it's a bunch of Firefox commands that you can use from the command line. So if you wanted to do this manually, we'll run cheat with -D, get the path to the personal directory, which is right here, and this will be different depending on your system. Most likely it will be different for you doing this, following along with this video. And then we will simply use the CP command for copy. I'm going to copy the Firefox cheat sheet, paste in that path, and then I'm going to name the Firefox cheat sheet Firefox, obviously. And that's what that looks like. Now we should be able to access the Firefox cheat sheet by running cheat followed by Firefox. And we can. That's what that looks like. So that's how you would add a personal cheat sheet. Now there are some configuration changes that you can make to your cheat sheets globally, and we first are going to want to determine where the configuration file is. So to do that, we run cheat --conf. Here's the location of the configuration file. It is a YAML file format. So once I determine the location, I'm going to use nano, and I'm going to open up that configuration file. Inside of this configuration file, we can make certain changes, such as the style of the font and the coloring of the font, the color scheme, I should say. So currently, the style is Monokai. If we want to change that, we're going to have to take a look at this GitHub page that is listed right here. So I'll copy that address, go back into the browser, and let's go ahead and take a look at that. Over here, inside of this GitHub page, you're going to be able to see all of the various color schemes that are available. Unfortunately, you're going to have to go through some trial and error because they're all going to look the exact same to you because they're all using XML to define the colors. But if we were to pick one, say for example, the last one on the list, which is called Xcode, we don't need to do a git clone. We're just looking for the names that are listed in this GitHub page because they're already installed with the cheat utility. So I will go back to the configuration file, and I'm going to comment that style out, and I'm going to do a new style, and we're going to put Xcode. Control X, Y, enter. Now if I rerun cheat on Firefox, you will see a slightly different color scheme. And that's pretty much how you would do that. You're going to have to do a lot of trial and error to find the color scheme that you find works best for you. Now if we go back into that configuration file, it's another very important change you're going to want to take a look at, and that is going to be the colorize, which is almost right here at the beginning. So I've already enabled mine. I've already set it to true. By default, it's going to be false. So it's going to look like this. And what that means is every time you run cheat, if you want colorization enabled, which you definitely do, you're going to have to do a -C like this. Otherwise, it's going to look like this. So to prevent having to do -c every single time that you run the cheat utility, that's why we are making that change inside of the configuration file. So go ahead and change it from false to true. And the last thing that is worth mentioning is the pager right here. You may want a pager, and that basically means that instead of it showing the whole entire cheat sheet and going from beginning all the way to the end, it'll use a pager like less or more, and you will have to tab or use a space bar to go from the top to the bottom of the cheat sheet. I kind of like not having the pager on, but it's worth mentioning. And that's going to be pretty much it for the configuration file. It does give you an example of using a tag down here at the bottom. And if you are interested in changing the community tags from read-only, you can do that here, and that will allow you to make changes even to the community cheat sheets, which by default you are not allowed to make changes to. Okay, so now I showed you how to copy over one of my cheat sheets or also one of the cheat sheets that you may create. Now I'm going to show you the bash script that I have developed that will allow you to do all of this automatically. The bash script is called freshsheet.sh, and it is right here. So this does come with my repository. When you do the git clone, you just need to use the chmod utility to make it executable. So I'll run chmod +x, and we will make that script executable. Now we're going to run it doing a // followed by the name of the script, and we're going to pull up the help menu. Now when you try to run a script for the first time, what you may see is this reference to line 18, which is talking about the personal directory and adding the directory to that variable. And that is the only thing that you need to do in order to get this script up and running properly. And that is because I just haven't found a good way yet to automate it. But when I do, I will definitely make that change so that you don't even have to do this. But I'm going to walk you through how to do this. It's not hard. So you basically need to just run cheat with a -d, and you need to determine once again the path to your personal cheat sheet directory. So once you have done that, you're going to copy that path, and then you're going to open up the bash script. And almost at the top, right underneath the color escape codes, you have a variable. It's called personal_dir. And you simply need to erase this part right here after the equal sign. And you need to replace that with the output that you were able to get from running cheat-d. So go ahead and do that. Make sure there's no spaces between the equal sign. So just like that. And make sure that you do not put a / on the end of personal. So whatever your path is, go ahead and paste your path in. And once you have done that, Control X, Y, and enter. And that's it. Now we should be able to run the bash script, do -- help, and you see that we are able to pull up the help menu. We get a little bit of ASCII art at the beginning. And we have a few different options. One of them is path, which we already covered, but this is meant to verify that you have inserted the correct path. So if you run this, it lets you know, once again, the path right here, and more importantly, it runs the ls command, and if you get any errors in this section, it's an indication that maybe you have inserted the wrong path for that variable. So it's kind of meant to be more of a check or a verification. So now that we have done that, we're going to go back and we're going to do the -- remove. I have already copied over a bunch of cheat sheets, so I'm going to remove them, and this will remove all of those cheat sheets for me. It tells you the cheat sheets that will be removed. We have all of these cheat sheets right here, and it asks you to verify by entering Y for yes. So I will go ahead and do so. All the cheat sheets have been removed. This does use logcat, so you're going to want to install logcat, which is pretty straightforward. Just run the command sudo apt install logcat. Alright, so now all the cheat sheets have been removed, and if I do a cheat with -L, -T, and personal, what you'd see is that we get nothing because I have removed all the cheat sheets from the personal directory. So now we are going to rerun the bash script, and we're going to do -- copy. And that's going to copy all of the cheat sheets from my current sheets directory over to the personal directory. So basically, any cheat sheets that you create, all you got to do is send them over to this directory that this bash script resides in, and it will copy all of those cheat sheets, including the ones already inside of the directory, over to your personal directory for you. Anytime you need to update, say the repository has been updated, or you need to just update your scripts in general, you can just remove them all, and then you can make your update and copy them back over. Pretty straightforward. So now if I rerun that previous command, cheat -L -T personal, you now see we have all of our cheat sheets back where they should be, and they are all listed right here. So now I can run cheat on any one of those, such as nmcli, and they are all there right for us to use. Alright, so that was a pretty long video, and hopefully I covered everything that is going to be important for you to understand and get this up and running. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Linux, cybersecurity, and hacking content. And as always, keep learning
and stay fresh.
I'll see you in the next video.